Today I want to talk about mental health. This is kind of the reason why I'm doing this lockdown survival challenge. Everything else we are doing plays into this, into mental health, into getting through the lockdown while staying sane and hopefully happy. I see three main reasons why the lockdown, why the whole situation is so grating on everyone's mental fortitude. The first is social isolation. The second is too much free time. And the third is a feeling of powerlessness in face of this whole situation. Let's start with the first, social isolation. Many forms of social contact are not possible during the lockdown. Not only are they outruled, but you would put your family and friends in danger of catching a potentially lethal disease. So you isolate yourself for yours and their sake. That seriously limits the forms of social contact you can have. If you still can meet with one or two people at a time, you should do that at least once a week, but do it responsibly. Keep yourself and them safe. Maybe meet them outside. Go together for a walk, keep your distance. This will also get you moving, get you into the fresh air, and you can talk to your family and friends. You can still use a phone, so call your family, call your loved ones, call your friends, and a face call using Skype, Zoom, Discord, WhatsApp even, where you can see who you're talking to. It's not much, but it's a bit better than just hearing their voice, and every little bit helps. So make phone calls. Try to speak to someone at least once a day. And while you can't meet your role-playing group and your friends on the table in real life, you can still play online via Discord, Roll20, Tabletop Simulator, and so on. And it's not quite the same as meeting someone in real life and having a good old-fashioned gaming night, but it's better than nothing. It's better than not playing RPGs. And you can see your friends, you can make stupid jokes, you can enjoy yourself playing role-playing games. And while you're at it, you have now the opportunity to play with some of your friends that maybe have moved away so far that you can't regularly play with them. And because you're now playing on the internet, you can play every week. No problem, no one has to drive anywhere. So it's not all bad. Sadly, there's a big lack of big social events, of parties, sports events, LARPs in my case. I hunger to go on a LARP and hit someone with my axe and have a good party, a good old-fashioned tavern night with my friends. Hopefully later this year there will be these events again when the vaccine comes into play. And me and my LARPing group, we already booked a LARPing event in September, and hopefully by then we can actually attend. Fingers crossed. These tentpole events that you are really looking forward to, that carry you over a long week of work, over boring stretches of just mundane everyday grind. These will be missing for a few months to come, maybe longer. And there's not really an alternative I can present you. The only suggestion I have right now is to work on everything else, so it doesn't matter that much. If you don't actually need these tentpole events to keep you going through the day, you will not miss them quite as much. Second problem, too much free time. You may find that you have hours and hours in a day you don't really know what to do with. At first, that may even feel like you're on holiday, you have time to catch up on your series, catch up on your reading, but at some point, watching The Witcher on Netflix for the third time, it's losing its charm. This whole free time, if you're not filling it productively, you will form bad habits trying to get over your boredom. You will refresh social media endlessly. You will watch YouTube videos on topics that the algorithm gives you that keep you on the platform. And you will have a lot of time on your hands to brood over how bad the situation is. And that's not really helping anyone. I've been self-employed for a couple of years now, and at the beginning I had to struggle with that problem. Whenever there was no productive work to be done for my company, I didn't really know what to do with myself, and I was just wasting time. And at the end of the day, it didn't feel good to be wasting that much time. But actually having this much free time is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to work on the projects you never had time for before. Maybe you want to learn a foreign language. Maybe brush up on your French. Maybe now it's the time to pick up art and drawing and illustration like you've always planned to. Maybe it's time to paint all those grey miniatures that have been staring at you from their place in the cupboard. You have the time to do sports, to get more athletics. You have even the time to put in the research and try out different things and work out a routine that's really good for you. You've got the time to do research on healthy eating and try out different diets and see which diet is best for you. You've got the time for all kinds of creative projects. You could read your backlog of role-playing games. You could start writing your own role-playing games, write adventures, write campaigns. You could do portraits of every character in your party. You could write stories, write novels, write an entire series of novels if that suits your fancy. If due to COVID you sadly lost your job, now is the time to make a new job for yourself, look for a new job, to write and send out applications, to educate yourself so you will be able to do a better job, a different job. Maybe it's time to learn coding. Because you're watching this, I assume you have access to the internet, and the wealth of human knowledge is at your fingertips. You can learn pretty much anything. You can get started on YouTube, search for the topic, and have it explained in an entertaining fashion, and then go from there, go on different websites, go read books on the topic, go do these exercises yourself, especially on coding. There's so much resources on the internet. Back when I learned to code in C++ in university, we would never use the books or ask our tutor, just go online, go on forum, and the question would be answered fast and neatly there, and you could go on to do your coding. You could learn to program microprocessors and do some engineering work. You could make an automatic plant watering system if you've got plants. You could make fully LED lighted smoke generator interactive terrain pieces for D&D if that strikes your fancy. Maybe now is the time to start your own online shop. Import things from China that you're knowledgeable about and then set them out neatly in a shop platform. Use Amazon bulk shipping for the logistics. could get into 3D printing, get your first machine, get comfortable with it, and then go to one of the public platforms where customers can ask 3D printers to print their projects, and the printers can apply to do so, print it out and ship it to the customer. Maybe it's time to go into 3D modeling. You can pick up Blender for free and do 3D models either for video games, animated movies, or miniatures. You can start making 3D files for tabletop miniatures and put them for free on Thingiverse and get some feedback. And if that strikes your fancy, if you're getting really good at it, you can put up a Patreon and ask friends for a monthly subscription for access to your archive of miniatures. There's a surprising amount of people who are making a really decent income by doing that. You could start writing role-playing supplements or whole role-playing games and put them on Drive-Thru RPG. You could start blogging. You could start posting lots of stuff on Instagram, TikTok or whatever, or maybe YouTube. Start your own YouTube channel and try doing a video every week, or maybe even every day. And maybe that will take off and you actually get very popular and can support yourself just from that. Maybe you're more of a hands-on person, more of a craftsman. You can start knitting, sewing, leatherworking, metalworking if you have access to the tools. There's a lot of crafting you can do with minimal tools, but as you get more involved, you want to have more tools. You can once again get these online courses, find resources on YouTube to start with, and then try all of this stuff for yourself. And as you get better, you can start selling them on Etsy or on eBay and make a return at least to get new materials. And if that is your thing and you get really good at it, you can get really good prices on your product. Maybe it's time to get out that wood lathe you had lying in your cellar for a few years and try spinning up a few cups. These are just some ideas. I'm sure you, the community, have many more ideas what business one could start now easily and where to start. Please share it with the community in the comments down below. Now you have something to do, that's great, but you still have to manage your own time. If you just go with the flow, you will find yourself getting up at noon and getting to bed very late in the night. And your sleeping schedule will just be all over the place and it will be terrible. No, even if there is no one to give you pressure from above, no one to tell you to get up, you have to make your own schedule. You have to set your alarm clock, try to get up each morning, do your work, do your chores, and then also give yourself free time. But then you can once again enjoy this free time because it's not all you have, because you have done your work before. And then also go to bed at a fixed time. It will help you get a better rhythm for sleep. The third problem is the feeling of powerlessness. There's so many problems out in the world. So much chaos is out there. You disagree with what the politicians are doing. Maybe you disagree with the opposition. Maybe you're appalled by what is happening out there. But what can you do? You can read angry tweets about it all day, watch someone on YouTube ranting about it hours at a time. You can write angry forum posts, angry Facebook posts about it. But at the end of the day, I'm afraid you're really wasting your time. If you're not happen to be really wealthy, really well educated, or in a good position of power, there's not much you can do about the chaos in the world at large. But what you can do is take control of your home, take control of your own four walls. And this might not seem to be much, but by taking control of what you can control, you will feel better. So even if you are not seeing anyone, even if you are not leaving your home, take care of your own grooming. If you normally shave, shave. If you normally wear a beard, trim your beard. Wash your hair, brush your hair. Make an effort to put on some proper clothes and not hang around in pajamas all day. Clean up your room. Maybe now is actually the time to repair, renovate, and improve your living space. Clean up your desk, clean up your kitchen, clean up your bath, make your bed. It all adds up. And if at the end of the day it got your mind off brooding and doing something at least a little bit productive for a few hours, and you can sit down in the evening and see what you have done, how you have transformed the place, you will feel a bit better. And remember, every little thing helps. It adds up. While you're at it, you can organize your living area and set up different areas for different purposes. That way, when you go into that area, your mind will know what it is supposed to do there. So set up your bed. Your bed is just for sleeping. Don't check your Twitter in bed. Don't watch TV in bed. Don't play video games. Don't even read in bed. Your bed is just for sleeping. If you're using the bed for something else, your brain will expect to be entertained while in bed instead of going to sleep. And you will find once you try to sleep that you actually can't, and you will find yourself brooding. So just keep your bed for sleeping. And if you can't sleep, if you find yourself lying there and just thinking and brooding, get out of bed once more, go to your entertainment place and read a book. That's all, just read a book. Best a physical old school book until you feel tired enough to go to bed once again and try to sleep once more. Set up your desk, set up your working station. So once you sit down there, you know it's time to work. It's not time to watch endless cat videos on YouTube. It's not time to check Facebook and Twitter. It's your place to work. When you're sitting there, it's time to work. And you will find that it becomes easier to motivate yourself to do actually the work. Set up your training area. Set up your weights, set up your equipment. Maybe just reserve a free area for your bodyweight exercise. And also set up your entertainment area, your couch, your TV, your books separately. So when you sit there, it actually feels like you are rewarding yourself, and now it's time to kick back and relax. This does not fit into these three categories, not neatly, but proper sleep hygiene is very important for your mental health. So not only do you want to have your separate sleeping area, your bed where you only sleep, but you want to have regular times when you sleep. You don't have to be draconic about it, like you're going to school or go to work and stand up at 6 a.m. You can stand up later if that fits more within your natural rhythm. Stand up at 9. But you have to have fixed times when you stand up and when you go to bed. So your inner clock adjusts to that. And this rhythm will make it easier to fall asleep and not lie there brooding all night. Brooding only makes you miserable, really. You also have to avoid bright light, avoid screens right before going to bed. If you have to look at a screen, there is a nighttime mode in most devices and applications where it is turning down the bright blue part of the light spectrum, because this bright light is a signal for your brain that it is day and it's time to be awake. And when the sun sets and becomes more yellow and more red as it goes down, it's a signal for your brain that it's time to rest, time to sleep. I suggest that in the last hour before going to bed, you just read a book. Just relax, read a book, calm down from whatever upset you on that day, and clear your head so that when you go to bed, you don't have to brood about anything anymore. You can just relax and go to sleep. There will be time to be agitated about something and brood on something the next day. Lastly, you have to regulate your caffeine intake. Rule of thumb, 5 hours before going to sleep, don't have caffeine anymore. So no coffee, no energy drinks, no tea. It's surprising how long caffeine can mess up your ability to sleep. That's all I have for today, but really, this is just an overview. There are more aspects of mental health, more things you can do to improve upon it, and I could go into more depth on all of this, but maybe this will be your first research homework. Go out there, use the internet information at your fingertips, and research how to form positive habits and improve your mental health. For now, maybe if you have a suggestion, if you have a question, ask it in the comments down below and I will try to answer as good as I can, or maybe someone in the community can. Thanks for watching, goodbye, and stay strong.